Poetry Analysis Part 2. This poem is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. So first, some information about Maya Angelou's background. Maya Angelou is an African-American writer in the 1960s, and this poem was written in 1969. Maya Angelou was a civil rights worker that worked closely with Martin Luther King Jr. on many things. She was also part of the Harlem Writers Guild, which was also a civil rights movement. Okay. So, I know why the caged bird sings. The free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wings in the orange sun's rays, and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with fearful trill of the things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through sighing trees, and the flatworms waiting on a dawn's bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams, his shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. So first, I would like to talk about the central theme of this poem. And I thought that the central theme for this poem was that no matter how much you suppress someone or something, you can never stop them from thinking of freedom or thinking of a better situation. And my proof for this are these lines right here. The caged bird sings of freedom. Even though the bird is caged and it doesn't know what anything else is, it still sings for freedom. And an even better example is things unknown. It doesn't even know what it's longed for. It doesn't know what it's unknown, but it's still longed for. He still wants it. He still sings of freedom. Okay. And the next thing I would like to talk about is the symbolism in the poem. There was lots of symbolism in the poem. First of all, the free bird as a whole, just like the free bird as a whole, claiming the sky as a free bird, I felt that was Maya Angelou's way of saying that the whites claimed the entire country for their own. They claim the entire country. Claim country. They claim the country. And basically, they can do whatever they want. And another example of symbolism that I found was the trills, the singing and the trills. I thought that these were like chants, like if you were marching, or like if we're protesting or marching or something, you're not happily singing, you're yelling, you're angry. It's an angry mood or tone that you're yelling in. Now I would like to talk about the specific words that she used, and there was a lot of them. One was free, and this came up a lot. mean free, freedom, freedom, freedom. And freedom, again, is a strong word that shows the ultimate good of what the bird wants, and it's symbolic of how the blacks are the chained and the whites are the free. And right here, another one that I found was the orange sun rays. So the orange sun rays is like a beautiful day, and just like the whole entire situation is just overall really good. Okay, and now on the flip side of that, the bars of rage, the cage, the stalking, these are all the clipped of the wings and the tied. I mean, these are all words that are have very negative connotations and just overall aren't very positive. The mood isn't very positive at all. It's showing ownership and suppression, and it's showing like the hate of the time. And another set of words is down here, right here, the nightmare scream, shouts, again clipped and tied, grave. It's just not a good situation overall. It's just very negative. The mood isn't. It's a real gloomy and melancholy mood, really. And the last thing that I would like to talk about is how the two poems actually had to do with each other. So let me get my democracy poem. Okay, so in both poems, I actually found that freedom came up a lot, and it talked about suppression as well, and the fear, and it doesn't directly say it in democracy, but there is suppression. There is suppression, especially in the 1920s when Langston Hughes wrote this. And also, being that both authors were African American civil rights activists, you can see how in the two poems they both talked about wanting freedom and wanting to desegregate, and that overall like unifying as a country like goal or aspiration. Yeah, and that's about it for the poems. Thank you for watching, and I hope I didn't waste too much of your time, and I hope it wasn't incredibly bad, even though it really was. Bye.